Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to I Have Today, the show that inspires, educates, and empowers you through life's transition. And each week on this show, we talk about relevant topics to your life to help you and support you through life's transitions. And today, it's just me in the studio. What do you think of the studio? We've been shifting things up here now that we're in this new location, having some fun. Isn't it just beautiful here? Anyway, hopefully you can see that and you're not listening to this on the podcast, but if you are, thanks for being here, and just do a visual in your mind. The place is really pretty. All right, so what we're going to do today is have a really great conversation on how to stay positive when you're going through hard times in your life. And the reason we're doing this subject and this topic is because everybody goes through hard times. And how do you manage to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel when you're immersed in the darkness or the heaviness or the pressure or the debt or the loneliness or the drama of whatever is going on in your life? How do you stay positive in that moment? This is something that's come up. I've heard it from fans. I've dealt with it with clients. I've lived this myself. And so I thought it was relevant for us to talk about this today. So what I'm first going to do for you is tell you the intention statement, which is this. I have today to only look at the positive. So anchor that down, write it down. We do weekly wallpapers. That will be the wallpaper for this week's episode, which you can find on my Instagram page at Diane Forster Official. We've got all of our wallpapers up there. So I have today to only look at the positive. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the why you need to do this so you understand why this is so important. But then I'm going to share with you the how, because that's what you really want to know. You want to say, Diane, all right, I get it. I know how to, I know why I need to do it, but give me the practical tools, because that's what I get asked. How do you do it? How do you stay so positive in difficult times when it really seems to be there's no reason to? I'm going to share with you exactly what I do, and hopefully this will help you. All right. So the why you want to do it is this. Law of attraction. I'm going to bring up law of attraction as somebody who's a really powerful manifester and understands LOA really well. I understood that there were some things in my life that I was manifesting really, really quickly, and some things that weren't. And I understood that the key missing ingredient for me in many of the situations was my use of language. And so what we did here at I Have Today is we created a 6-part video series, a special edition of I Have Today called Change Your Language, Change Your Life, where I taught you the top 6 words you need to get out of your vocabulary and the words you need to replace them with. And when you do that, the magic that starts happening. So I'm kind of giving you that as a side note here, because it's important to understand what and how law of attraction works. Law of attraction is never, ever off. It's like the law of gravity. You never question it. If you drop something, if I had a pen in my hand and I dropped it right now, it's going to hit the floor. Never, never, never do you question that. It's on 24/7. So is law of attraction. So it doesn't matter what it is you're thinking, feeling, or speaking. You are literally attracting whatever that is. So when you are going through hard times, it becomes imperative that you keep that in mind. You remember that law of attraction is always on. So what am I doing right now? What am I thinking right now? What am I feeling right now? What am I saying right now that's attracting in more of what I have? And let me cite 2 quick examples for you and see if you can relate to this, because this happened with 2 clients of mine. They were going through rough times and they kept saying, what else is going to happen? Like, what else could go wrong? Or, you know what, I wake up every day and I say to God, what else are you going to throw at me? Because you know how strong and resilient I am. And, bad things keep happening, right? So how do you stay positive when things like that are happening? That is definitely not what you want to be saying in those times, because you're attracting more of it. And then when you're struggling, whether you're struggling in your career, you're struggling with your family, you're struggling with your health, you're struggling with your children, you're struggling with your finances. This is so huge. 80% of people worry about their money, have debt, or, it's the number one thing people come to me with. When you're in that place of scarcity mind thinking, lackful thinking, how do you get out of it? You've got to remember that you are absolutely manifesting it. It's 100% coming from you in that moment, because law of attraction never, ever, ever shuts off. So how do you pivot that and turn that around? Well, one of the ways that you do it in the how is by looking for the things to be grateful for. And I know it's hard in that moment. I know I'm asking you to do a lot, but you have to go through those lists of things to be grateful for. Because here's the beautiful thing about law of attraction. If you ever saw The Secret or ever read any of Rhonda Byrne's books, she's got a book called The Power, and she talks about tipping the scale just to 51%. If you can find things to be grateful for, and you can do a list of just being grateful for the breath in your lungs, for the fact that you have a healthy body, even your legs that make you walk, your eyes that make you see, your ears that allow you to hear, the fresh running water that comes from your faucet, the car that you get to drive, the money in your bank account, no matter how little is in there, the bed that you get to sleep in, the roof that's over your head, the family and friends in your life, the smallest things that you could be grateful for, and you just list that, and you just move the energy away from the thing that you're stressing out about, the tough time that you're going through, or the hard time that you're going through. Literally move your attention away from it and be focused on gratitude. You are going to shift the energy in your favor. And you've got to trust in that moment that is enough to do it, because it is. That is how it's done. You've got to take the why of the law of attraction, because it's on all the time, no matter what you're going through, and then the how. A way to do that is focus on the gratitude, and that is going to shift the energy in your favor. And so, if you start and stay in a place of gratitude, that is going to start to bring in abundance in other ways. Relationships, health, surprise gifts, so many surprises. The surprises are so fun, and they're big and small. They're amazing how they come in when you tune yourself to this. So that is one of the ways. So I'm going to stick with the law of attraction as to the why, because now I'm going to move it into language. All right? So your words matter so much, like I said, that we did in the 6-part series. You've got to be speaking about things in a positive way. You can only focus on the positive. You cannot focus on the negative. Let's say you're trying to get out of debt, or you're thinking you've got scarcity mindset around that. Or you've got a boss who's a jerk. The guy is just a jerk. And you go into work every day and you're frustrated by that, and you're focusing on the negative about it. You are gonna keep attracting more of that negative energy. So how you focus on the positive, here's the how. You've got to rewrite this scenario. So let's talk about the boss. You've got to focus on what is positive about your job and the situation. Hey, you have a place to go every day that provides you income. You have a place that provides a paycheck for you. You get the opportunity to learn something new every day. You get to grow. Maybe you've got other coworkers there that you like. Like, you see how I'm talking only about the positive? I'm not even talking about the jerk boss. Like, you only focus on the positive. Now, with the jerk boss, if you want things to shift and you want to move the energy in a more positive direction, start thinking about and speaking about that boss in a positive way. And I know that's a stretch. I know it's a stretch. But imagine what it would be like if he was a nice guy. Imagine what it would be like if he got off your back. He just laid you, he wasn't a micromanager. He gave you the autonomy and the freedom that you needed. Imagine that he's not coming down on you anymore. Maybe his attention is diverted in a positive way. Imagine feeling good when you're around him and in his presence. All of that is positive. And you're not really doing anything different. You're just creating a different energetic field, all right? So you go to the visualization place of it. You stay positive. Then engage all of your senses. Imagine seeing him in a new light. Imagine the conversation, speaking in a different way, going more positively. Imagine hearing him saying something more positive to you. Or at the very least, not coming down on you, at least not saying anything negative. He's better off saying nothing. Whatever it is, imagine, just using all of your senses to really pull that experience into you and creating the positivity. Around money, imagine your financial situation just changing. Imagine what abundance feels like. If you want to go from poverty mind thinking to abundance mind thinking, what does that look like? What does that feel like? You guys, I'm going to share a secret right here. I'm going to do full disclosure. I'm reaching in my bra. If you're watching me and if you're listening, you're missing it. I walk around with $1 million bill in my bra every day. I walk around like a millionaire. I feel like a millionaire because I have $1 million on me at all time. Try doing something like that. Something positive to shift that mindset, right? You've got to feel the positivity. What would it take for me to feel positive in this situation, all right? No matter what the situation, go there. Do the work, think about it, and ask yourself that question. What would it take for me to feel positive in this situation? And only focus on the positive. Like I said, and like Rhonda Byrne writes in the book, it only takes 51%. You don't even have to go all the way there. You just have to tip the scale over by 1%. So feel the positive. Speak about the positive. Visualize the positive. Use all your 5 senses to focus on the positive. All right? Now, one of the reasons why you have to be able to stay positive when times are rough is because the universe can feel your energy. Okay? So the negative, low vibrating energy is going to attract more of that. So our real role in life is so simple, and it's to stay happy. If you are a fan of Abraham Hicks, which I am, an avid fan of Abraham Hicks, Abraham says, your work is to stay happy. No matter what, stay happy. Do whatever you need to do to stay happy. Well, how do you stay happy? Here's a way to do it, and this is what I want to say to you. If you are someone who prays and meditates, which, gosh, I hope that you are, you have to understand that if you have asked for something, if you have prayed for something, it's already done. It is already done. You have to stop asking for what you want over and over and over again, all right? Because you can't pray and worry at the same time. When you're praying for something that you've already asked for and you're doing it over and over again, you're giving the universe a sign that you don't trust and believe that it's coming to you. It's already done. The moment you asked for it, it is done vibrationally. So now you have to catch up to that. I talk about this in the 6-part video series, Change Your Language, Change Your Life, how you have to catch up to the knowing of it and the believing of it and trusting in it. So in order for you to really attract it, and Abraham Hicks says, you can attract a castle just as easily as you can attract a button. It's your belief in how hard it is and how deserving you are of it. So if you have asked for it, you've got to trust and believe that it's yours and you are worthy and deserving of it. So how do you stay happy, Diane? How do you stay happy? It's another thing that Abraham Hicks does. It's called segment intending. You've got to plan out your day by segments, time segments. Maybe it's an hour or two at a time, and you've got to intend and set the intention that that segment of time in front of you is going to be positive. So whether it's you're waking up and you're working out, that segment of time is going to be really positive. You're going to get a great workout, and then you're going to have a delicious breakfast and a great shower before you go to work, and then you're going to have a great commute on the way to work, and you're going to hit all the green lights and get that perfect parking space, and then you're going to have great time, making great connections or doing whatever it is you do for work, and then you're going to have a delicious, beautiful lunch, and a beautiful afternoon of meetings or collaborating with people, and then a wonderful dinner with your partner, soulmate, spend a beautiful evening. It's literally setting intentions ahead of time, moment by moment by moment, and choosing happiness in that moment, not focusing at any of your attention of the things that you do not want to be attracting anymore. That is how you stay positive. That is how you stay happy. So that is a great way to do it. And it's only chunking out your day segment by segment by segment. And in that, you're able to stay positive. What's the next fun thing I want to do? What's the next fun feeling I want to have? What's the next great way to create happiness, joy in your life? Because again, I've shared this before. You've got to stop worrying about things from the past. Don't bring your past into your today. It's where it belongs. If you do, you're not going to change the trajectory of your life. You're going to be living the same pain, the same hard time, the same frustration over and over and over again. You have got to wake up and do things differently. Be different. Change your state of being. This is how the work is done. It's so important to do this work. Be conscious of it. Be aware of it. Create that awareness around it and become the person and the persona that you want to be. And how do you do that? It's not a big grand change. It is in the moment by moment by moment decisions. So how do you do that again? You've got to stay in gratitude. Do that list of gratitude, whatever it takes to do that, whether that's in your meditation or right after your meditation. I often do it during my meditation, that list of gratitude. And then only staying focused on the positive, that 51%, that's all you need to do. Don't put any attention on the thing or the things that are the hard times for you. You can't change it from that state of being. You've got to let go of that past behind you. Don't bring it into your now. Stay focused on the person that you want to be. Stay focused on the things that you want. Understand that if you've asked for it already, you don't need to keep asking for it over and over again. So that segment intending piece really, really works. And staying happy, staying joyful, whatever that takes to do that. Those three things. Gratitude. Only look at the positive and do whatever you can to feel happy. And what you're going to experience in this day, I promise you, it will start to shift in this day, is miracles will start coming in. Connections, unexpected surprises and miracles, financial gains, abundance in other ways, surprises. The universe will shock you in its surprise and delight, giving you what you want. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't know what you believe in, but here is my belief, and I see this every day in my own life, and I see this in the lives of my clients. When I'm living in this space fully, 100% full out, man, the things just drop in, because Spirit is waiting to give you what it is you want, and it's going to surprise and delight you and out-deliver you every single time. You've got to believe that that is what's happening. There's so many miracles going on, waiting. The Spirit's bored, waiting to give you all the gifts. You got to trust that. You got to know your worthiness. You got to know that you're deserving of it. So that's how you do it. That is how you stay positive when you're going through hard times, okay? Trust in the law of attraction. It is a universal law. It is just so. And know that at every given moment, you are attracting what's happening in your life. So if you're not liking what's happening right now, go, what am I doing right now that's doing this? And what could I be doing different? How could I be living in gratitude? How could I be only focused on the positive? And what could I be doing to stay happy all the time? All the time. Because it is your birthright. You're supposed to be having fun and you're supposed to be getting everything you want. So remember, I have today to only focus on the positive. And this is so powerful, you guys. If you haven't done my 30-day challenge on how to have a better today, you need to do it. And if you have done it, it might be worthwhile subscribing and doing it again because it's so good. And I'm going to teach you how to stay in gratitude, to only focus on the positive, and how to really be happy every single day. And each and every day through this, you're going to learn tips and strategies in the funnest way on how to really use the law of attraction to work for you, to bring in more of the abundance that you desire and deserve. We're going to have a link for it in the description box so you can find it there, all right? Please do it. You're going to really enjoy it. It's 2 to 3 minute inspirational video every day. It's going to set your day up for success, success, success. All right. So that's it for this week's episode. Please subscribe to the channel here. Hit the bell so you get notified of new episodes. And don't keep me a secret. Spread the word. Share it for me. It would mean the world to me, okay? And then follow me on social media at Diane Forster Official and subscribe to the podcast as well. All right, that's it for this week. Thanks so much for being here. Your support means so much to me. I'm nothing without you. I'm really not. And I live in gratitude and appreciation of you. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.